Hello and welcome to you all in this session, and today we are going to learn about Iterator Design Pattern. This design pattern belongs to the behavioral family and it lets you traverse the element of any collection without even worrying about its internal implementation. Now this collection could be a linked list, it could be a stack, or it could be a tree. This design pattern provides you the standard way to loop through the element of the collection, and you need not to worry about how this particular data structure is implemented. Now try to understand this design pattern better with the help of practical example. Suppose you are in a museum and you want to visit all the exhibits, but you don't know what exactly is the layout of museum and where exactly those exhibits are located. But with the help of tour guide who is having complete idea that what is the arrangement of museum, how exactly is laid out, and where exactly each exhibit is placed, you can keep your focus on traversing or on enjoying each and every exhibit without even worried about the layout and the structure and their placement. So same role Iterator design pattern plays when you need to traverse the data or the elements from the different data structures. You need not to worry about how those data structures are implemented. You can just keep your focus on utilizing those elements after navigating through those collections, whether it could be a list, it could be a stack, or it could be a tree. If you look into the diagram, there are majorly four components of Iterator design pattern. Number one is Iterator protocol, number two is concrete Iterator class, number three is aggregate protocol, and number four is concrete aggregate class. So Iterator protocol defines all the required functions that are needed to traverse the collection, and when you implement this protocol in the form of concrete Iterator class, then you define the particular logic to traverse those collections. And similarly, with the help of aggregate protocol, your aggregate class expose your iterator to the client code. With the help of that, you traverse the elements from the collection without even worrying about its internal implementation. You know the different components of Iterator design pattern, you understand this design pattern conceptually, and you also know that in which particular situation we should use this kind of design pattern. So now it's the time to jump into the coding sample.
For the demonstration purpose, we are taking here a code snippet in which we are iterating a playlist of the song where each song is of type this particular struct that is having two properties. One is title and another one is artist. In the complex example, it could be a complex structure that could have multiple properties, but for the learning purpose, we are keeping it simple. Now let's see the implementation of Iterator protocol. In the Iterator protocol, we are having a property of associated type. Associated type basically a kind of placeholder in the protocol that will be provided by the adopting type. So whoever will adopt this Iterator protocol will provide the type of this particular element. There is a function that will check is there any next element in the collection, and there is a function next that will return that particular element that is next in the list while doing the iteration. Now with the help of Iterator protocol, we will implement our concrete iterator. And this iterator class is basically generic over associated type element that we have already discussed. There are two other properties that are elements array and the current index. Elements array will basically hold the list of songs later on, and the current index is the variable that will keep track of the current song on the current index. The hasNext and the next functions are coming from the protocol. In the implementation of the next function, this is basically the main iterator function that will give you the next song. So here we are checking if there is any next song we are having in the playlist with the help of hasNext function. Then in the next element, this will be coming from the current index, and we will increase the current index by 1, and this function will return the song on the current index. So this was the implementation of our concrete iterator. Now let's move to the iterable protocol. This protocol is basically playing the role of aggregate protocol here. And the most important thing in this particular protocol is create iterator function. This function will basically expose your iterator to the client code, and with the help of that, you will navigate the collection. Now let's see how we are using this iterable protocol in the playlist. So this playlist is confirming this particular protocol, and here we are declaring a type alias for the associated type element that is of song struct. And there are two other functions, that is one for the adding the song in the list, and another one is returning the iterator basically with the help of this songs array. So this function will basically expose your iterator to the client code through which you will navigate in the collection. Now let's move to the code part where you will be able to see your iterator in action. So at the line number 66, we are creating a playlist object, and with the help of add song function that is coming from the protocol, we are adding 3 songs to our playlist. And at the line number 74, we are creating our iterator by calling the function create iterator over the playlist, and then inside the while loop you are able to see that only with the help of this iterator.next function I am able to iterate all the songs in the collection. Now thing is, in the complex example, this structure could be very critical. It could have multiple properties, or it could have construct within construct, but at the time of iteration, only thing you need to call is iterator.next function. You need not to worry about how complex the internal implementation of data structure is, and this is the beauty of Iterator Design Pattern.
I hope you like this quick tutorial on the Iterator Design Pattern. If you have any feedback, any suggestion, any comment, feel free to drop us in the comment section. You can always send me email for the lengthy discussions on my email ID, that is venugopaltewari@gmail.com. I'm ending this session. Stay motivated and keep learning with us. Thank you.